focus put to the sponsor and the CRO challenges around reporting. We heard from one CRO, for example, that they work with I think it was 64 different customers, and yet they have 73 different formats that they need to submit the data in, which is very interesting. But from the site perspective, I think we heard a really interesting story as well.
We did. We heard about particular universities and what they're actually doing, everything that their process entails for reporting, which is really a lot more complex than I think most of the audience had expected to see, just in terms of their billing, research billing, insurance billing, third-party billing. So it was really eye-opening to see how complex their process is. Now, from the site perspective, too, we've also heard that sites are coming to the sponsors asking for information about the Sunshine Act from their CRAs, from their sales reps, from their MSLs. There's really not a good effort, I think, to educate both the physicians that are part of the Sunshine Act, but also the patients. That was really something that I think we noticed that was missing. Patient education is really non-existent. The original aim of the Sunshine Act, of course, was transparency and disclosure of financial relationships between physicians and healthcare providers for the patients, and I think that's something that's just kind of missing right now.
Yeah, and other dialogue around the 5-year audit timeframe as well.
Absolutely. So part of the presentation that I presented yesterday was, I think, the importance of having a fair market value compliance policy and also a reporting compliance policy, and making sure that steps are in place to follow through with those policies that you have, and make sure that they're auditable, because in the actual final rule, the CMS states that they have the right to come in and audit a sponsor's practices for a period of at least 5 years. So I think having good documented processes in place, specifically around fair market value for the different types of payments, but especially investigator research payments, is really critical. So having those compliance policies in place now, I think, will go a long way in helping the organizations have a smoother time of doing all the tasks they need to do around reporting.
So how about we wind forward the clock 12 months?
Oh, well, so 12 months from now, I think one thing that actually stood out to me around aggregate spend reporting is that there are global initiatives. I heard presentations on, up to 10 or 12 countries right now that are actually starting to enact reporting requirements like the Sunshine Act in the US. So I think global reporting is going to be a big topic. I think about 12 months from now at the EXCO conference, we will have had reporting, the website, the CMS website will publish the reporting, so that's set to be out in September or sometime in the fall. So there'll be a lot of questions around what does the data look like, what are people doing with the data, is it meaningful, can a layperson go and look through the data and make sense of it, and also who hasn't reported. Will they be enforcing some monetary penalties for lack of reporting? So I think there's going to be a lot of interesting topics around this next year.
Yeah, so look forward to Scope 2015. I think from the risk sort of monitoring and group monitoring approaches, this should be really interesting. We still continue in our space to think that, because our industry is talking about it a lot, that people are adopting it. Sally Osman of IC Research made a fantastic point yesterday, which is a lot of these studies are 2 to 3 years long, and therefore a lot of people aren't in that place yet where they're starting a new study where they can apply new approaches to monitoring, looking at risk-based monitoring, targeted and dynamic monitoring. So I think we still need to be very much focused on continue to educate. So this time next year, hopefully that education will continue. We'll hear more and more people just starting their first studies, those organisations that are just finishing their studies as well. So I think it should be a really interesting year, and probably more definition around truly what is risk-based monitoring, truly what is targeted and dynamic monitoring as well. So that's it from Scope 2014. We've had a fantastic time. Really interesting content. We look forward to speaking to you again soon.